Honourable Skelton, he's a past as a leader, and I like the tone he set for me coming, so it wouldn't seem as if I just started it, because I made a note just to be resolute and sure about what I'm going to say. There are social, economic, and political storms on our horizon. Do they match the calm in the territory? There's a calm in the territory, a scary calm in the territory. There are difficult and uncomfortable discussions that must be had. I have resolved, and based on a number of conversations, that the commission itself would not be able to, quote unquote, go much further than what Honorable Skelton basically have outlined. Because your job is to hear the views of the people, and I think that is a proper way in which to do it. But does the calm in the territory match the storms that are on the horizon? Let's say the Honorable Premier spoke of this letter concerning the decolonization committee. But that letter went further. The letter stated that we don't wish to actively participate any further because, as far as we have assessed, none of the territories are, quote unquote, demanding, nor do they wish to have further political, and this is a 1986 letter, do they wish to have further political movement? So we don't think that you should be encouraging them to do what they wish not to do. I'm not sure where that referendum was taken to reach that type of conclusion. But what are we faced with? Because there are some uncomfortable discussions that we must have. I'll first state that some of the concerns that our citizens have is, and I think that you can help with this one, they want to know is that if we were to go independent, would we still have usage, legal tender of the US dollar? I put that there, and you can help them with that because I help in my unprofessional way. Now, my answer to them is yes, but you can state what process we may have to go through so that it can ease their mind. The other concern is the comfortable relationship that they have with the U.S. as it relates to travel to the Virgin Islands and to the mainland. Would that be hampered? They want to know if defense, what particular provisions would have to be put in place as it relates to external threats that you have. You can help them with that. But we have some other examples of this concept of if the referendum states that the people of the Virgin Islands wish to move further, they will be prepared with open arms to assist. We have to measure that. We have a different status than, say, Scotland. But I tune in every Wednesday morning to see the challenges that they have even to get allowance for a referendum, because they say we are better together. So we're not even letting you go there, because we had one, I'm not sure whether it's 5 years or 10 years ago. Not understanding or not being prepared to come to the conclusion that Brexit happened. And they have seen themselves as a new substantial event took place. And they want the opportunity to self-determine. And they want to take it to a referendum, but they're fighting even to get it there. So when we reach to that fork in the road, would we have similar challenges, even if we take it to a referendum? I don't, particularly me, and this is just my view, I don't think that it should be left to just 13 legislators getting in the room and deciding, well, 7 out of the 13 say yes and we should go. I believe it should be a clear referendum for it. We have the concept again in terms of this order in council being held in reserve. It is criminal, disingenuous, not right that we have this order in council that is a live document sitting on the dressing table of someone who has the single power to put it into effect if they feel that any of the remaining 48 items are not adhered to. It is criminal, unjust, that we are on the eve of a general election and not knowing whether we're having one because of this very same order in council. It is criminal, unjust, that we can have an election, choose a new government, and then still have the order in council which could be enforced the month after. These are real issues, uncomfortable, yes, but real. And does the calm match the storms that is immediately ahead of us is what we have to determine. You can't say it, but I think that we must bring it clear to us because I think ZBBI played back some interview I had, which stated the same thing that Honourable Skelton have just stated. 62, we were offered the opportunity to go, and I think wisely we did not. But what did we do in the interim? We got the US dollar as a tender. We built our financial services sector. We went and built our whole tourism sector with the yachting. We built our airports, we built our roads, we built our hospitals, we built our primary school, secondary school, tertiary education. We built our health systems. We built all of these, all through the particular term. And for us to be the only ones saying that we are not ready, there is a deadly calm in the midst of storms. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Mr. Malone. You quite rightly said there are things you can say that we cannot say. Our mandate is clear. We stick to our terms of engagement, and we are supposed to be politically neutral. So we leave certain things for other people. We encourage members of the public to get together, do their education, and to submit their comments. I know that there's a question, but before I get to that question, I think it might be an appropriate time, since Mr. Malone asked, to end with the last slide. If you can load slide number 19.